Hi, welcome to today's project. The idea of today's project is you're going to actually learn how to use the pick random operator in Scratch. The idea of today's programming is you're going to follow the instructions on a sheet and you're going to actually program the ship to move left and right, the obstacles, the black things, to actually move down, and you're also going to have to actually learn how to have the treasure move down. Don't worry if it's going too fast, because you can pause your video. First job you're going to need to do, you're going to actually need to actually look for this Viking sailing project game on Scratch. So you're going to actually type in Scratch, open up Scratch, and you are going to search for this one here, Viking sailing game project. Type that into the Scratch search engine and you're going to find this one, Viking sailing game project by Pine Martin. It's going to have no coding on it and you're going to need to actually have a go at actually putting the coding which I've given you. You're going to see inside the project and then program it. Okay, so I'm just going to go to that one. Okay, and see inside. I'm going to be quick on this because actually I've only got 15 minutes of time on YouTube. So first thing you do, you look at the sheet and you drag out the codes which are on the sheet. For the obstacles you're going to need 3 green flags. I look at the code, it says set rotation style, so that's motion. I'm just looking at the colours, set rotation style, and you don't want your obstacle to rotate. They're going to need to go to its start position. Okay, so I look at their start position and it's 172 and minus 133, and then that rule applies forever. All I'm doing is I'm looking at the sheet and I'm actually dragging out the box which is on the sheet. Okay, and it says point in direction. If I can see the point in direction. Okay, and it's downwards, so it's 180. Okay, and we're going to move this 5 steps, so it moves at the top. That's the speed at which the barriers will actually fall down. Okay, and I've got an if and then. And in this bit here, this is the first one where I'm going to put one of the operators in it and see that it's less than. So I've got this and less than, and on your sheet it says minus 150. So it's minus 150. Make sure you are getting the minus signs in there. And it says Y position. The Y position is that blue, and I can see it's right down there at the bottom. I drag it out and drop it in there. Next, I'm going to say after that it's going to go to its start position. Now, here's this little cheat. I've actually already put that block in there, and I know that that is the same as that one there, so I've just duplicated it. It says then switch costume, so it's going to say looks. Oh, sorry, beg pardon. Switch costume. Now, at the minute, it gives me a choice of 5 costumes, but I want to introduce you to this operator, pick random. Now, I want it to choose any one of the 5 costumes, so pick random 5. Now, you can see this over here. It's now picking one of the 5 different costumes. Okay, so they change. Right. Next, I'm going to actually do the next bit of the programming. It says set lives to. Now, lives is the variable. I'm going to set those up for you, so you don't have to worry about those. At the start of the game, you're going to start with 3 lives. Now, if it's touching the Viking ship, so I've got if and then. Okay. If it's touching the Viking ship, I'm going to actually take away one of its lives. So if touching, and I'm just going to actually choose Viking ship. I'm going to say change lives by, so it's a variable again, change lives by, and it's going to be -1, otherwise your lives will go up. Okay, that's that. Next one is going to be a rule which is going to be forever, so I'm going to put on the next block there, and I'm going to say if the lives are less than 1, so if it goes to 0 lives, you're going to actually stop all of it. So it's if and then I've got an operator less than, and I'm going to put 1 in there. I'm going to go to my variables, I'm going to drag out this one here. So if my lives are less than 1, then I'm going to stop all. That's going to be a control, and that's going to stop all. Okay. The Viking ship code, I've just clicked on the Viking ship. I'm going to program this to go left and right. So I'm going to need a couple of these events out. I've got 2 of those. I've got 2 bits of coding for this here. I'm going to actually set the score and set the lives to start with. I know I set the lives on the previous one, but actually you can do it here as well. So the Viking ship at the start is going to go to its start position. So I'm going to tell it to go to. On your sheet it says -133 to -172, -110, sorry. Oh, hang on. Viking ship goes, beg pardon. Viking ship is -50, and it is -110. Now I'm going to actually go to the variables again. I'm going to set the lives to 3. I'm going to set the score to 0. What that means is each time you start a new game, it will reset the score straight away. I now can actually tell it to forever follow the rule if it's touching sprite number 1, the obstacles, if touching. Okay, so if touching sprite number 1, then it's going to change the lives by -1, and then it's going to wait 2 seconds. Okay. Next, I'm going to control the Viking ship go left and right. So to do that, what I want to do is I want to actually say if I press a certain button. So if I touch the, in this case I want to go right, I want this to change its direction. So I go in the X directions. So it's change X by 10. So every time I press that right button, it will go in 10 pixels to the right. Now, if I duplicate that, so I right click it and then put left arrow and change the X position to -10, it will go in the opposite direction. Now, I want that rule to be a forever rule, so I'm going to need to put in some kind of loop. So I say have a forever, and I'm going to wrap that round that there, and that should, when I press my green flag, allow my ship to move left and right when I press the left and right arrows. Okay. The next bit of coding is quite complex. I'm going to let you do this second bit of coding on the Viking ship yourself, because that's on the sheet, but I'm going to show you the one piece of coding for the treasure. Both these are going to be started with a green flag. You'll notice there's 2 bits of coding for the treasure, but I'm just going to show you the one with the pick random ones, because that's the one which we're learning about today. So we're going to actually just copy the code. We're going to set the rotation style for the treasure. Tell it not to rotate. I'm going to tell it to go to, now this again is the one where I'm going to actually have a pick random. So I go to my operators, I get my pick random, and I want my treasure to appear anywhere between minus 230 and 230. So on the screen, so it's going to go anywhere from the top left hand corner to the top right hand corner, and I can just set my Y to 155. So that's the random operator there. Now I'm going to actually wait. I'm going to wait for a random number of seconds, and I'm going to say random number of seconds between 1 and 5, because I don't want my treasure to appear at the same time, otherwise the game player will know exactly when it's coming. So before it shows, I'm just going to wait between 1 and 5 seconds. Then I'm going to get my treasure to point in a certain direction. Okay. And it's going to be 180. Now you can either type it in or actually use the arrow. And then I'm going to get it to move 3 steps. You'll notice the obstacle was moving 5 steps. That means that the treasure moves slower than the obstacles. That's going to be forever. So I'm going to put a forever block there, drag that into there, and then I'm going to say have an if and then, because what I want to do is I want to tell that if my treasure gets to the bottom here, I want it to actually go back to the start. So I'm just going to be quick at doing this. If and then, I'm going to say the if the Y position, so if the Y position, oops, moved it all too far down. There you go. If the Y position of the treasure is less than minus 150, so if the treasure gets to the bottom of the screen, that is minus 150, it's then going to actually appear. It's going to go to back to the top here. I'm going to right click that, I'm going to duplicate that block there, because I want this piece of code here. Okay, it's then going to switch its costume. Oops, this looks. It's going to switch its costume. Now I'm going to get to pick a random costume, so between 1 and 4. Actually, how many costumes have I got? I've got 6, haven't I? So I'm going to pick random between 1 and 6. So that's my operator's one. I'm going to pick a random between 1 and 6. Okay. Okay, so that's the random operator. I'm going to get you to actually do the final bit of code yourself, because actually that's not too tricky, because that's on the sheet. You just need to actually copy the code out. You then choose if and then. The touching's a sensing one. If it's touching the Viking ship, and then you can actually tell it to actually change the position there. I'm going to let you finish that off yourself though. Have fun.